Around 5.5 months ago, we put up a video asking whether the Broughton Street cycleway would be completed by the end of this year. Well, I guess it's time to go and check on progress, because this thing was originally proposed by the state government back in December 2018, I guess, or before that, handed over to council, and it was supposed to be finished in February. That's 2 months ago. Well, let's see how it's going today. We're kind of getting towards mid-April, not quite there yet, but here we are going through Queen Elizabeth Park, and I've got to say I haven't been up here for, 4 months, and this has been cleaned up quite nicely. Well, apart from those fallen branches, but this path was getting very overgrown and had been narrowed quite considerably. But it's looking much better. And this is where the East-West Regional Cycleway is proposed to go, is along this path, and they're going to widen it. So that's good. Anyway, yes, what's the progress on Broughton Street like? Well, it's progressed quite a lot since I last had a look at it back in, late November, early December, I think, before I went to Perth. But it still hasn't opened, and who knows why. I mean, we've just gone through an entire term of school, and have school kids been able to use it? I don't know. But this area here has been cleaned up quite a lot, well, apart from that little patch of dirt there where the poles are. But at least we now have a combined pedestrian and bicycle signal here, which is really good news, because for the first time I was able to legally cross the road here riding my bike, which is fantastic. I'm not risking a fine of $400 or $500 by doing that. Now, why is this asphalt black? Having just spent months in Perth riding around on lots and lots of shared paths where it's all red asphalt like this, it's just a little bit mind-bending why they went with black asphalt rather than red, because red should say to you that there's going to be cyclists on this path. Well, anyway, and it also delineates the cycle path from the pedestrian path visually. Now, one concern I always have with this corner, see that Land Rover went tearing out of there so fast they actually lost traction twice going around that corner. That's how fast drivers go in and out of there, which I think is a concern for how fast the traffic is going to be going across that particular crossing. I mean, we wanted it to be a raised crossing, but council said no. Okay, Energy Australia has finally moved the pole, which is great. Don't know when that happened, but it's gone. But as you can see, there's no signage, there's no symbology anywhere. Clearly, the mayor hasn't come along yet to cut a ribbon to say that the path is open. Last time I came along here, there was another pole there. There was a square of concrete that's been filled in, so Energy Australia moved that pole as well. And all the kind of little holes, etc. along here have all been tidied up. So this is a nice little area to ride along now. The signposts have all been cleaned up as well. I don't know if they've been moved out a little bit, but makes it a little bit safer to ride along. Well, except when they put street lights in the middle of the path like that one. Anyway, let's just do a U-turn and quickly go back down and have a look. And I don't know why this sign was lying here like this, whether that's been pulled out deliberately as part of some construction work they're doing, or vandals have knocked it over. I don't know. Maybe it belongs where that hole in the path is there and they just haven't gotten around to filling it in again. Who knows? Let's just have a quick zip back down the path. And the reason I'd like red asphalt is just a reminder to drivers coming in and out of these driveways that they should expect to see cyclists going back and forth. I don't know if they're going to be putting railings along there, separating the pedestrian path from the cycle path. Who knows? But you can see there, there's the new path versus old path. Yeah, all right. The ramps here are quite nice. That's all been swept up and cleaned up, and we now have a nice transition onto this bike path as well. So it's certainly looking much, much better. We're 2 months past the proposed opening date, and I can't see why it hasn't opened. I mean, if somebody knows why it hasn't been opened, it'd be good to know. If you've got some reasons, stick them in the comments.